Good morning, everyone. Janie here. Welcome back to my garden. I'm working up by my front porch today. I was actually avoiding this spot yesterday because I have two sets of birds building nests right now. I have what we think are barn swallows. Everyone was telling me they think they're barn swallows building a nest right by my front door. And then I have another set of what we think are some type of finches building a nest right over here by the downspout, kind of gutter downspout right there. So I was avoiding this area yesterday to give them their privacy. And then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I have some potting up to do. I need to put 3 pots underneath these hanging baskets. And then I even want to put some things in these 2 pots right here by either side of my front door. And I was waiting and I was trying to give them their space. And then I realized I better get this stuff potted up before the babies get here, before they lay their eggs, because then I'm going to be out like 6 weeks. I'm going to have to leave them alone for like 6 weeks. And I got to get these plants potted up and planted before then. So I thought this morning was a great morning to do it and get things done, and then I can give them their privacy. So let me show you all what I have going on up here. First of all, I have my zigzag planter. It's early morning, so we've got the shadows going on. I've got my zigzag planter. The main thing that you're going to see is the Tiara Pink Supertunia. This is a new Supertunia for this year, and you guys, it is such a good one. Oh my goodness, it is such a good one. I love the color of it. It looks like it's glowing because of its white throat, and then it fades to this fuchsia, beautiful pink color. It's just gorgeous. I've interspersed that with the Stratosphere Pink Gara. Look at how gorgeous that is. This, you can't even tell what a statement it's going to make in a few short weeks. This is Totem Pole Panicum. It's going to get about 6 feet tall. So I have 6 of them that are going to be standing very, very tall. And I'm hoping it's going to be almost like a wall of grasses. I think that that will be so gorgeous. And then of course I've interspersed some of my favorite, some of the Whirlwind Blue Scaevola. I just love this plant. It is just such a good plant. So I'm really excited about the zigzag planter this year. I think it's going to be really fun. And then of course I have another one of my absolute favorite plants. It's Fragrant Delight Heliotrope. This Fragrant Delight variety is just, it's the best variety of heliotrope. It smells so good. You are like, oh, especially this time of day when the sun is just coming up and it's just starting to warm up and the scent is just, it's just absolutely amazing. I love it. It's my favorite. Now, if you look down here, I have a whole bunch of weeds starting to grow that I got to come through and I got to pull and take care of, especially right here. This is pretty bad. But the reason why I'm showing you this is one of my weeds is a pansy. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. I just love it. I love it. I love it. So I am leaving this guy here. I don't know how long it's going to last because it doesn't have any water, and it's got to be pretty hot right there with the heat of the cinder blocks and the asphalt right here. But man, that just makes me so happy to see that. How fun. So that reseeded itself. I think the first year I lived here, I put some pansies in. I don't even remember. Like, honestly, I don't even remember where this came from, but I'm enjoying it. So then up on my deck, you can see that I have this overhang, this pergola, and last year I hung hanging baskets from there, and they were so beautiful. Oh my gosh, the hanging baskets, it just changed this whole area. It made it so pretty. And so I definitely wanted to repeat that again this year, and I did, and I ended up planting what's called the Vista View combination, which is a combination of 3 of the Supertunia Vistas that Proven Winners has. It has Snowdrift. I will always get that wrong. That's the white one right there. Supertunia Vista Jazzberry, and then Supertunia Vista Bubblegum. And then in the top, it has the Stratosphere White Gara that you can see is kind of starting to poke through and looking really good. So here's the problem. I didn't put anything in the bottom of these baskets. Because they're all Vistas, I know that they're going to need lots of water. And so you can see when they get watered in the morning, the water drips down onto my deck, and it kind of just sits there. And we're going to have to end up watering these at least once a day, if not maybe twice a day during the summer. So this deck is going to get quite a lot of water on it this year. So I definitely wanted to do something about that. And I was thinking about what I could do, and I landed on the idea of getting containers, pots, and putting pots right underneath there, planting something, and then just letting the water drip down into the pots. And so that will soak up most of the water, and then just a little bit will be coming out underneath those pots. So I actually went to the garden center last week and got some pots, and I'm going to plant some of that stuff today. This is one of the things I want to get done today. If you guys see this spot right here, can you see that? That is from Puppy Monty when he was chewing on absolutely everything. I need to come and I need to paint that and fix that. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Anyway, so then the other thing I wanted to do today is I wanted to add some plants to these 2 pots up here. In the pots, I have these beautiful coral bark maples. Oh my goodness, they are so gorgeous. You can kind of see the sun that we get in this spot. This is like the most sun that they're going to get all day. As the sun was rising, it got a little bit of morning sun, and then that's pretty much it. It's going to get shade for the rest of the day. So it's kind of a tough spot to find something that's going to do well, is something that's going to have color. I planted some white cyclamen that are actually looking pretty good, and then also some white alyssum, and then some creeping jenny right here. So I'm going to leave these guys in because I think the white's really pretty. It's funny because that one is looking really good. That one is not looking as good. I mean, it's coming, but they're kind of tough pots to plant in. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add some shade plants that I think are going to be able to handle the conditions up here. I think they will be able to handle it. One thing though, I got to point out, you guys can see this mess that's down here. Our patio, this concrete patio right here, is sloped towards the house, which I know is a really bad thing. Now my house is up on a couple, is up on a couple feet, and there is cement back there. So I don't think it's ruining the foundation, but it is totally graded wrong. And so that is something that Jason and I do need to take care of eventually. But we are having such an issue keeping this area clean because the water just pools right back there in that spot. And so, I could put a saucer or something underneath here, but then I'll have to keep emptying it. I don't know. I'll figure it out eventually. But when you see that, it's just one of those things. We're going to have to fix this whole area. Let me show you the bird's nest up here. Yes, they are making a mess, but I don't care. I will clean it up. I want to see the baby birds. I think that will be fun. Anyway, so that is the stuff that I want to get done today. Get it done real quick, and then I can leave these birds alone. We absolutely love watching the baby birds. We love sitting at the table and looking out and seeing the mama bird come back and forth with the food and everything like that. We had a wreath right here on the front door last year, and we had the birds build a nest, and we had baby birds there, and it was so fun to watch. And my cat Jeffrey would actually sit in the window right here and watch the birds, which was so great. So we're really excited to have 2 nests this year, and I want them to do their thing, but I got a couple gardening things that I have to do around here before I really do leave them alone. We actually, when we had the birds in the nest right here, we actually locked the door and put a sign on the inside saying don't use this door, just so that we wouldn't mess with them. So anyway, I'm going to go get the pots that I got for this area and the plants, and we will get started. All right, so I've got all 3 pots potted up, planted up. I think they look really good. I love the color of these terracotta pots. I think they're so pretty, and they match the 2 terracotta pots I have over there on either side of my front door. I ended up planting some Angel Wing Senecio in the back, and then I did Super Venus Stormburst, and then finally some Supertunia Royal Velvet. I think that purple will look really pretty. It will kind of mimic the heliotrope that I have in front of the zigzag planter. So definitely a bright pink and deep purple color story that I have going on up here. Really gorgeous. So what I need to do now is I need to turn on my drip irrigation system and let the water start running out of the baskets so that I can position these pots in the right spot, making sure they're right below the basket so that they get watered. And then I will put them up on pot feet so that, again, the wood doesn't get too damaged during the year. I think my thought is that the amount of water that comes out of the basket will be the perfect amount of water for this pot to soak up. So I'm hoping I won't have too much drainage coming out, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So let me turn on the drip irrigation right now. All right, so drip irrigation is on. Now I just have to wait for the baskets to kind of fill up so that they can start dripping out with water. They just got watered this morning, and so I think that it's not going to take too long because they're pretty saturated. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's one of the birds on the peak of the roof right there, just waiting for me to get out of here. I'm almost done. Okay, the first 2 baskets are starting to drip and the pots are in the perfect spot. You can see this one, the water is dripping out down right into the basket exactly where it needs to be. So now that I know that this one is in the right spot, I'm gonna put the pot feet there. And what I am going to do is I'm going to use wine corks cut in half and use those as my pot feet. I could definitely use the terracotta pot feet, but this color at terracotta, it's kind of hard to find matching pot feet for. And this is so easy. I might as well do that. My neighbor from our last house, she really liked wine, and I asked her if she had any extra wine corks, and she gave me a bucket of wine corks. So I have tons of these, which is great. And all I'm going to do is I'm just going to use a kitchen knife, and I'm just going to kind of cut them in half and then put them underneath there. So I'll do that with the first 2. Oh, the third one is dripping now too. Let me see if it's in the right spot. Yeah, I think that's good. So you can see the water's dripping right there. I think I might pull it just a little bit this way. There we go, right in the middle. Perfect. Okay, so let me just cut these in half. And the goal is to make your cut perfectly level so that they stand straight. All right, you guys, so it's about an hour later. The birds over here, the finches, were starting to get quite antsy, and I could tell they wanted me to leave them alone. So I actually went inside for about an hour, hung out, got some stuff done inside, but I'm back out here now because I have a couple things that I want to finish. So the pots are all done. I've got the wine corks, half wine corks underneath for the pot feet. I think that they look great, and I hope that they're going to get enough water. I'm going to have to watch them and make sure that they get enough water. I might have to supplement it just a little bit, but at least my deck, my wood deck, isn't getting inundated with water now from the hanging baskets. So now I am turning my attention to these 2 pots that I have in front of my front door. You can see that I already have some white alyssum in front of there. Also have the cyclamen and then the creeping Jenny. This pot looks so much better than that pot. I hope that pot catches up. Anyway, so what I have to plant there for this year is this Endless Flirtation Browalia. And I planted Endless Illumination, the purple one, last year. It was really, really pretty. It didn't handle the sun. I ended up putting it over in my secret garden that I thought was a secret shade garden, but it turns out it's absolutely not. And I planted them in the ground and they absolutely fried. They just could not handle any sun. I had them kind of in this area, and you can see it's only April and it's already getting quite a bit of sun over here on this side. So I know that that plant needs way more shade, especially in my zone 9B climate. And so you can see this is going to have shade for the whole rest of the day. So I'm going to plant some of those in each of those pots. But first, I want to take a page out of Michael Glassman's book. I brought out my shop vac, my vacuum, because I actually had my blower and I was trying to clean up this area and trying to clean up these leaves and soil before I started, and I just kept making a mess and I could not get it out of here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to try out my shop vac and see how it works. I say I'm taking a page from Michael Glassman because he vacuums his whole backyard. It is the funniest thing. And I get why he does it. He says he has allergies and he doesn't like all the dust being blown around. So I think I'm going to try the same thing, at least for this area, at least to get some of these leaves up that had fallen there during the winter. So I'm going to try and clean up, and then I will plant the Browalia, and then I will be done and I can leave these birds to themselves. All right, all planted up. I think they look really good. I ended up putting 6 of them in each pot. And yeah, I think they'll fill out and I think that they will be absolutely beautiful. And I do have to say, the vacuum worked pretty well. I don't like my shop vac. I have a really, this is not a good shop vac. It does not work very well. So I think I'm going to go get one, like a plug-in one. This is a battery operated one, which I thought was cool, but I just don't think it has enough power. So I will probably go get another shop vac because I think I'm buying into the whole vacuuming outside thing. It is much easier. So happy that that's done. Happy that those pots are done. And now I can leave these birdies alone. All right, you guys. So that is going to be it for today. I want to take 1 minute just to say a huge happy birthday to my mom, Trish. Happy birthday, Mom. I love you so much, and I will see you this weekend. Mwah. I hope you all enjoyed this, and I hope you all have a chance to get in your garden today.